Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you, strategies for you to understand what is your worth, okay? In terms of whether you're an employee or whether you are a freelancer or someone who's providing a service, okay? And I'll give you personal examples and examples of my clients so you can let me know. So if you're an employee and you have a salary, let's say your salary is $3,000, okay? And obviously, you don't want to get $3,000 for the rest of your life. You want to definitely increase, given the fact there's this inflation, then, price for commodities are rising, purchasing power is decreasing. So obviously, as you gain proficiency in your work, as you become better, you definitely expect, okay, I'm getting $3,000 today. After 1 year or 2 years, I want $3,300 or $3,500. And how do you decide on the amount? What should you do? So I'll discuss a few pointers here. And if in case you're a freelancer like me, or you are someone who provides a service while being an employee, how you can increase it. And I'll give you my personal example whereby I started off basically providing my services for free. And then, it took me a lot of courage to even ask for $1, from, $1, then $5, and then, to reach where I am today at 237 US dollars for an hour. Okay. So how did I come up with that number? And why did I come up with that particular price tag? Like, is it too high, too low? And I'll explain to you that. So do put your questions down if you do have questions, if you do have doubts. And if you have anything to add, please feel free to add your comments and thoughts. Okay? Anyway, if you're new to the channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, also Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman. There are people who want to get jobs in USA or Australia, Canada, and all. And the fundamentals are kind of more or less the same. But yes, there are structural changes that are very much required, because a resume that works in US will not work in Australia, will not work in the Middle East, will not work in India. Okay. And apart from that, people book my services for coaching, consulting, whether it's personal or professional issues, challenges, and they want a different opinion or a different perspective. I have 7,000 videos. Check them out. Okay. So now coming to the salary. See, all of us now, we start off as employees, and most of us, when we join a company, we always hope that we will get either the standard, which should be higher than what we were getting, or we can negotiate and get a higher salary. Okay, so if you're starting up or if you're joining a, let's say, multinational company, standards are fixed. Okay, unless of course you are a very known brand or very like there's so much of demand for you, which is very rare. I've met a few individuals, but not many. Literally in my 20, 25 years of doing this, I think I've met around 5 or 6 who would literally negotiate their salary, and they would get even a joining bonus. The highest one is $500,000. The guy got $500,000, not dollars, dirhams, just for joining. And then he laid out what he expected, and he actually got it up. He actually got it. He even asked for a percentage of, in terms of the revenues and all that. Anyway, I've never taken his permission to give out the details, but I'm telling you. So what I realized is, yes, you can negotiate if you are at that position. However, most of us are not at that position as employees. So you can negotiate. It's not that you can't. especially if you have more number of years or if you are really good at your job. And I'll give you examples, so that will help you. Okay. So now let's assume I'll give you first one example where the the person wanted more salary and the owner actually agreed. And remember, I'm giving you these examples from the vantage point of the owner of the company. And I have been very lucky, very, very lucky in my life that I've always been close to the owners of the company. I only joined a company if I knew the owner and the owner knew what I could contribute, and I would only want to report to him right from the age of, I think, literally 30 or a little earlier than that. I would only join if I knew the top guy. Okay. So I was always lucky. That way, nobody even asked for my CV. I didn't have to sit and prove myself to low level managers, because that's the thing, like, you're just like me. Like, why the hell should I even put you on a pedestal? So I was to only deal with the owners. Well, obviously, not everyone has that privilege. I don't know. It was the gift of the gab or my personality or whatever. Okay. So this actually happened. The owner of this company, he told me that he wanted a secretary because his secretary had left. She was expecting a child and now she wanted to be with the family. And okay, so there was that vacuum that was there. And he decided he would not have one, but he would have two secretaries. Okay. So he asked me and told me, Loy, this is my budget. Because the company was in Sharjah, he said, my budget is 1,500 dirhams, which I know which I know sounds very low, but for the work that he was asking for and the market conditions those days, you could get someone for 1,500, but not like amazing, not like a secretary of a multinational company who has education from like top-notch university. A simple, maybe a normal housewife, but who knew basic office work. Okay. So 1,500 to 2,500. In an extreme case, very, very extreme case, he would give 3,000. But he told me, I didn't meet anyone who deserves 3,000. 1,500 to 2,500. He said, Loy, you just take over and get the CVs, whatever. So I did my due diligence. I sourced out CVs. I managed to get, there were too many, man. And then finally I zeroed it down to, obviously brought it down to 100, then 50. Then the owner told me, give me your top 20. Okay. So obviously, first round of interviews was me, and I had to give him a report based on specific questions that he asked and specific tests that were there. And then it finally came down to, I think, 7 of them. Okay. And that is where he said he would come in for the interview. So among all of them, most of them were just a typical normal females. And remember, this was in an industrial area, the company that I worked for. There was this particular lady, like most of them, they were in their 20s. Okay, 20s, before the 30s, because that is what he had told me. But this particular lady, she was almost like 45, nearly going to be 50. And why did I particularly select her, even though I was given instructions about 30, was she was very elegant, very poised, very professional. Like the Addams family, there is that female who is the heroine who has like long hair like this. She is like black lipstick, doesn't speak much, is very, I don't know what is her name, that character in the Addams family, the wife of the main guy. So she dressed up in full black, and you could make out she was old, wrinkled, and all that. And well, she was even smoking, but she didn't smoke inside. She was smoking outside. So okay. So after I finished the second round of interviews, before the boss came, he asked their salary expectations. So everyone said, and I took individually. I didn't bring together in the room. One said 2,000, one said 2,800, one said 3,000. Obviously they're giving room for negotiation. But this female, when she came in, she automatically asked for like 8,000 or I don't remember because it's so long, but she definitely asked for more than 8 or 10 or whatever. Okay, she asked for a pretty high salary. And I was like, whoa, I don't know whether she could see the shock on my face, but I kept quiet. Okay. I said, fine. Then I went and I called my boss, the owner. The ladies were waiting outside. One by one, he took the interview and he told me this lady will take her last. So when she came in and he asked all the questions and all, and she knew shorthand, she knew software, she knew everything. Okay, and she had a spectacular experience working both with multinational companies as well as legal firms as well as like very rich people. I don't know why she lost a job and all that. That obviously couldn't figure it out. She didn't say, but when she said the salary like 8 or whatever, he just kept quiet. He said, okay. He said, what is your last? He said, she didn't budge. She said 8. Imagine the owner's budget is like 1,500 to 2,500, but she's asking for 8. So he said I told all of them, you can go back, we'll get back to you. Finally, when we were seated together, he selected, since he had 2 positions, he selected one, a Filipina girl who wanted a 2.5. Okay. So he kind of agreed to it, even though he didn't have to. He could have brought it down, but he said, no, she is educated. She's a young girl and she is very genuine. I don't mind paying her a little extra. Okay, fine. But when he came to the second position, he said, I want this lady because I think she'll do very well. So I was like, yeah, but she's asking for 8 and your budget is, don't worry, we'll try to negotiate. So what he said is, he told me, okay, I will not talk to her, you talk to her. Tell her last that you'll offer is like 6.5, or I don't know whether 4.5 or 6.5, something. I'm telling you, I don't remember. It was pretty long back. So I did call her up and I did tell her that, okay, what is your last? She said, still, she didn't budge, 8.5 or whatever. So I told her, this is what can be offered to you. And immediately, without even thinking, she said, I'm sorry, no. I was like, okay, fine. I went to the boss and I told him. She said, no. To my shock and surprise, after some time, the boss said, like, not immediately, he called me up and said, say, listen, don't call her up today. Call her up tomorrow and tell her, fine, the owner has agreed and you can come down and we can talk about the contract and everything else. Fine. The following day, I called her up and I told her, hey, hi, I spoke to the owner. The owner said, fine, okay, you can come. You'll not believe, she actually said, no, I'm sorry, but I've decided not to join your company. I was like, I said, why, what happened? She said, no, it's just, I prefer not to join because you don't have to increase your standards just to meet up with me. I have other job offers, which I think I can easily get. And that was the end of it. And she straight away said, I'm not interested. When I told the owner also said, okay, fine, just let it go. But he did have a regret. Okay, so here I gave you an example where the budget was 1,500, maximum was like 2.5. But imagine, and don't mind me in terms of the numbers can be fumbled, and but I'm giving you a gist of the idea because this actually happened. Okay, only problem is it happened so long ago. I can't even remember the specifics, but I do remember the gist of the incident. Okay, so that is one. So what I'm trying to tell you through this example is, if you're really good at what you do, really, really good, and you can prove it through your track record or through your experiences, people will pay. I'll just give one more example and then we'll move on to the next one. That is the next part of this topic. Again, I was close to the owner. He was opening up this new water bottling company and he wanted salespeople. And they were mainly getting Bangladeshi, Nepali. You have to be a driver as well as a salesman. So because it was a bottling company, we were actually sourcing out people with experience. Masafi, Gulfa, Nestle, all these other companies that provided water. So all of them agreed for the same rates. I think it was, I'm not too sure. I think it was 2,000 plus they get commission for every bottle that is sold or something, and they make around 3,000, 3,500. So everyone was agreeing to 2,000. Okay. 2,000 for the driver and 1,500 for the helper or something like that. Okay. Plus they would get incentives for every bottle. They could make 3.5. But this particular guy who came there, he was asking actually double the salary. He was asking for 4.5. And when the owner said why and all that, and he said he was the number one sales guy, and he showed the track record, he showed this thing. He said, "You're employing people with no experience." And mind you, he didn't know English. He just knew Hindi or Urdu or whatever. And you know, he didn't even know how to tie a tie. Like someone else had tied it for him, and it was completely the same. And cufflinks that he was wearing, he didn't know how to put the cufflinks also properly. Like, you're supposed to join both of them and push it through. So he had kind of, I don't know, like put it together, and I don't know what he had done, but I made it proper for him. I showed him later after the interview. I just told him because, I wanted him to do well. So even the suit was oversized for him. So he did his best with whatever limitations he had, but his track record was exceptional. And he worked for, I think it was Nestle or Masafi. He knew who would buy, how much they would buy, and he was a number one sales guy. And he used to achieve the highest. So he told very clearly, you're employing all the people with no experience. They don't know where to go. I have experience. I can easily become number one. I'll be your number one sales guy. Okay. So, and he asked for a big salary, but obviously the owner didn't agree to that. But he said, I get a lot of offers. So whether you offer me, don't offer me, I don't care. He was like that, huh? He literally spoke like that. I'm pretty sure he got a job, but the owner was kind of pissed off that this guy had so much of arrogance. He was like, with his budget, I can get 2 or 3 people. So I was like, better, why don't you take him? But he didn't like his, like, I don't know, strong confidence or whatever. Okay. So now I gave you two examples where the salary was X, but they asked for more. But now I'm pretty sure you will say, but Loy, I don't have that kind of stellar record, and even if I do have, they don't agree. True, what you're saying is right, and that doesn't mean you are bad. It just means that the market conditions can be tough, or the person you're negotiating with is a tough cookie to crack. But I can assure you this much: if you really know what you're worth and how, obviously we all know what we're worth, but if you know how to present the information and outline in financial terms, in measurable data, what they will get if they take you, and if you can stand by that, I can assure you this much: there is no businessman in this world, okay, who's going to say no. Like if he pays you 10,000, say for example $10,000, and you give him 1 million, why will he say no? Or let's say for 10,000 he expects 100,000. So if you can convince him about 10,000, I'll give you 120 or 150. Why not? He would definitely give you more. But remember, you should always be in touch with the owner, not the employees, because owners only can make such decisions, and not all owners are open-minded. There are some who have this exploitative mentality, like that second guy. I can get, I want 10 donkeys instead of one horse. So you get people like that also. Okay. But remember, it is you constantly trying, and the more number of people you meet and introduce yourself and network with, the more your chances improve. Now, but having said that, please keep one thing in mind. The majority of people who come to me and take my service, they are very confident that they'll get a job. They are very confident that they can negotiate. They are very confident that they'll do well at the interview. And they normally take only my resume rebrand services. But then, fine, you believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. But having overconfidence really backfires. And this is where they completely over-evaluate themselves. Because what happens is, if you're that good, you already would have opportunities. You'd never be in a state where you'd be unemployed. And where these people are humbled or brought down to earth is after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, say 6 months, they don't get any response. And then they realize, shit, man, what is happening? And then some of them, they get back to me and, they tone themselves down, they humble themselves, and they realize, geez, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Okay? I'm telling you, there are people who just come all the way from India, land in the Middle East, and they think, oh, they're God's gift to mankind. And they literally tell me, hey, Loy, how are you, man? How are you, bro? Fine. Okay, I'm looking for, they'll give me a big salary that they want. Fine. And I ask them, do you have UAE experience? No. Do you have Middle East experience? No. Do you know the market? No. Do you have a driving license? No. Do you know? Yeah, whatever I ask them, no. Everything is in. Ben, nobody gives a fuck. So then they say, but I'm looking for this salary. I said, boss, half it down. Loy, I'm not like other small fellows. You don't know me. Oh, okay, fine, all right, whatever, fine. And they think they are going to get. And well, some of them do have their ego in place, so they normally don't want to show me that they failed. But it's very evident, very, very evident. I look at a CV in seconds. Seconds, I can tell you whether this guy is going to have a tough time, easy time, whether he'll be okay. Just by looking at a CV in seconds, because I've been doing for bloody 20 years. Yeah, come on. If you would do it, if you would specialize in one task like me, you would also be like in seconds. You can look at something in seconds, like a doctor or like a computer guy. When he looks at a computer, he knows in seconds. Like a mechanic, he looks at a car, just by the noise of the engine, he knows in seconds what to do. So for me, I've been doing for so many years. In seconds, I can tell you where the guy is going to mess up. Okay, or is his CV going to work, not work? Even by talking to them, I can make out. But then again, you're not paying me, so why the hell should I guide you? I'll learn the tough way. So that's it. Now comes the second part of the video, that is my rates. Now, if you're a freelancer, obviously the goal is to earn more money in less time, or per project you earn more money. That is the name of the game, because remember this much, if in 24 hours, let's say per hour, your rate is 100. For example, just for sake of match, say per hour is 100. So if you work for 5 hours, you get 500. 6 hours, 600. 10 hours, 1000. Okay. But now if for the same work, you'll get 200 bucks. So where before 10 hours, you'll get 1000, now you'll get 2000. Okay. So it always rises in these increments. Now, obviously, you ask anybody, they would say, I would love to get paid more. But in a day and age where you have so many competitors, you literally have to just Google search a service provider. You will get dime a dozen. Like, for example, resume rebranding that I do. There are people on Fiverr who will offer it for $5. Seriously, $5. There are people who will offer 10, 5, 10. There are UAE-based companies that will offer for $100, $500. Or there are some people who even offer, I'll give you coaching classes, plus you'll get a certificate, plus I'll place your name on the website, plus we will email so many. So they add on so many services to make them feel attractive. Oh, you'll be part of my Facebook group, and I will go to companies. And I'm not saying that they're fake. Some of them are genuine. Okay. And I don't know how far they're effective. I'm being honest with you. I don't know how far they're being effective, because I have not taken their service. And I normally get people who have taken their service and failed, and then they come to me. I don't get people who succeed with their service and come to me. So obviously, if they fail, they come to me. Okay. And then you also have websites that do this service for free. Seriously, for free. You have this AI tools that write CVs for free. You get websites that I don't know how they're making money. You just put in your details and voila, the CV comes up. But I've always told people this. If 10 people were to use that same service, more or less you'll get the same. Like, what will change? The colors of the CV. Okay, I'm just limiting it to a CV. Different colors of the CV, different shapes and graphic design. different layouts, maybe bombastic words, maybe industry jargon. But here's the billion-dollar question. Does the guy customize the CV based on you, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses? And remember this, in almost every CV, all the CVs, not every CV, all the CVs in the world, there's not one single human being who will mention his drawbacks. They'll always mention, I am this, I'm like, it's God's gift to mankind. They are the perfect candidate. And they will copy paste the description of a job and they'll paste it there. In fact, they'll even copy what you put in terms of the vacancy and put it there. They will, like, their CVs come, like, you'll begin to wonder, why is this guy even unemployed here? If he's so good. Sometimes I tell people, if you're so good, why are you unemployed? Yeah. Like, there are some people whose CVs are so, like, they portray themselves as so much of perfection. You begin to think, like, if Elon Musk could employ this guy, Elon Musk's company's stock will go double. And sometimes, jokingly ask, man, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, did they contact you? Because you're just trying to portray, like, what you are trying to show, man, you're God or what? So, and they think that they can fool people. People who see CVs literally every day. You're just creating one. These people are seeing it like every day of their lives. Like, for example, me. I've told you in seconds. I need seconds. I can make out. Now, here's a question. Why should someone pay me the amount of money that I'm charging them when they can get for maybe half price, maybe 80% off, or maybe even free? There are even softwares or websites that give you 5,000 templates. So people generally say, yeah, Loy, because you're good, or you are an expert, or you really have experience. Well, let me give you a news flash. That's not how people's brains work. If you think that just by saying, Loy, you're the best, Loy, people know your value. No. Even when you and I go to purchase in a supermarket, we will check ketchup, for example, ketchup. Okay, I want Heinz tomato ketchup. But then when you see another brand, which is kind of maybe not a cheap brand, but more or less same, but they're giving you 50% extra for free or an extra bottle for free. I mean, your mind will work like, okay, this is not a bad brand here. Sometimes you will really, unless you're very particular that only Heinz and that's it. Let's say, for example, my baby likes Heinz tomato ketchup. She doesn't like the other brands. And specifically, she likes the one where you can squeeze. So it becomes very easy. Like if you have that hard bottle, you have to shake hard, and she doesn't like that. She likes a squeezy one. Okay. And then they're modified for the Thai market where it's like a plastic and it's more softer and easier to squeeze. Same Heinz. Now, even if there is buy and get one extra for free, my wife will prefer this one. It's for the baby. However, when it comes to for us, or when it comes to, let's say, clothes or shoes or something, some silly thing like cooking oil, like, you can't differentiate the cooking oil, and I can't differentiate. My wife also just checks which is the best offer, but something that is healthy. Okay. So our minds constantly work for special offers. And sometimes what happens is when I check online and I get a 40% off, man, I literally end up buying. Like, for example, I'll show you this. Okay. This I didn't plan to show you this. You can see this M&M chocolates. M&M chocolates. This one is normally 40 baht, 40 baht. Okay. I found out that they're giving it 50% off, nearly 50% off. I ended up buying like literally I bought 20 of them. Okay. So I was like, I'm saving money. Now see, here's another one. This is a snack. It seems buy two get one free. This particular one, it's a fish snack. Okay, they're not sponsored or anything. I'm just showing you an example. Buy two get one free. I didn't need. I bought, I think, 30 of them. Okay, I didn't need so many. In fact, I bought it 2, 3 times now. I love snacking on it. Normally, I would just buy one or two, and that's about it. But this time, when I found out that this is promotion, buy two get one free, I was like, oh, I'm getting one free. I ended up buying. I think as of now, bought at least 100. Okay, so I normally, when I go and purchase things for the house like Clorox or toothpaste or Dio roll-ons or whatever, or a floor cleaner, if there is a discount or buy one get one free or some benefit, we definitely opt for the cheaper option. So we as human beings, we like discounted items. We enjoy that. We enjoy calculating, even if it's a few pennies. I'm telling you, sometimes I catch myself and I'm literally calculating. Okay, this is 500 grams divided by so and so. How much am I getting per gram? Seriously, sometimes I even do that. And when I catch myself, I'm like, man, did I seriously do that? Like, I'm dividing. This one is 400 grams and so is the price. This one is 650 grams and I might save only, let's say, just a dollar for buying all that. I don't know, is it a game or is it just the fun, the enjoyment, the thrill? I don't know what it is, but I suspect it is. It's just in our DNA that we like a good bargain. So in the same way, when people approach me, uh, if we do that with shampoos, soaps, shaving products, or cooking stuff, these bigger things will definitely do it. Unless, of course, you're like brand conscious. Like, for example, you want to buy an Apple, an iPhone, or an iMac, or you're a Samsung, you love the brand Samsung. Like, for example, me, I only my work is an Apple ecosystem. No matter what the price, okay, for work related, I'll buy it. I've spent literally $5,000, $10,000. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean just because I have the money, I'll spend $55,000. No, I ask myself, the top of the range, uh, the computing power of an Apple is $55,000 just for the machine. I can buy that if I want. But then I'm like, am I actually going to use all this? A studio, uh, Apple Studio, iMac Studio, it does the same work, which is like $2,000 or $3,000. So why should I spend like $55,000 or $60,000 when $3,000 does the trick? So there you have to be smart. So the point I'm trying to say here is, when you are conscious of a particular brand, like let's say for a camera, GoPro, or let's say for computing, Apple, okay, fine, it makes sense. Okay, you want headphones which should be Bose, only Bose, fine. But then if there's a better alternative, human beings always go for that. So where my services are concerned, unless someone really has been following my videos for years and years, or totally trusts my brand and totally believes in it, only then they will spend. And I don't come in for cheap. Otherwise, believe it or not, literally people will do anything to get uh, guidance for free or a service for free. They will try asking their friends, they'll try asking the manager, they'll try asking. In fact, I even encourage people, have a contact, have a connection, have a godfather, go through that. Okay, it'll be for free. But if you want to take mine, it's expensive. So now it comes down to, so how did I fix my price? Why 237? Okay. Some people ask me why not 240? Human psychology, when remember, it's $99, not $100. There's always, oh, it's only 99. You might be like, then why didn't you put two, like instead of 237, which is for speaking to me on video, why didn't you put it 239? Because 7 it has a certain effect on people through psychology and through, I've seen stuff online. 7 seems to really work. The number 7. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's a sweet spot. I've tried with 3, I've tried with 2, I've tried with 1, I've tried with 9, 237. Okay. The 7, the last number should be 7, and it works out pretty well. You can also try it if you are selling a product. However, I've kept that as standard, but when I give a customized service, I may have to round off the figure. That's one thing. Okay, maybe higher or lower. That depends on what the contract is. Now, that part, keeping that part aside, how did I start from free of $5 to 237? That all comes, or it becomes possible only when you offer people value, when you go out there, when you market yourself, when more people know you, more people will take your service. And remember, by more people, it is not being viral, it is focusing on your target market. This is very, very important. See, many people make fun of me and they say, hey, what man, only 50,000 views? What man, only 1,000 views on your channel, or 50,000 subscribers? Yeah, the people who are subscribed to my channel, uh, they are a select few because I specialize in something. Like if you actually see Harvard University or this thing, you'll be very surprised. Hardly any of their videos go like millions. Sometimes a very powerful educational video on business or management, it hardly clocks like 800 views or 1,000 views. But then if you have a cute kitten video, or your Mia Khalifa or Kim Kardashian's panty as tone, or a tits are showing, that goes to like 24, 30 million. Mr. Beast's video, 15 million. They don't offer any value, but they go millions and millions. So that is why, like, Andrew Tate's videos go millions. So people are like, oh, look, he's so great. Yeah, you show controversy, you show entertainment, you show boobs and ass and this and that, it'll go millions. But that is not your target market. And don't be mistaken that just because, let's say, a girl shows her body and she gets millions of views, that they are willing to pay money. Most of them are freeloaders. So even me, when I'm focusing on my target market, the 50,000 are not all my target market. Out of the 50,000 who have subscribed, maybe 1,000 will see the video. Out of the 1,000, maybe only, I'm telling you, maybe 5 or maybe only 1 of that particular video can be a potential target for my content or for my service. See, even the topics that I put up, they're not fun. Be very honest, like I'm talking about increasing your salary, earning more money. It's not a fun, entertaining topic. It's not, unless you're ambitious, unless you're really focused. Like the stuff that I share is mainly pretty vanilla. And if someone is, most of the people, like how many people do you know that literally spend time learning, educating themselves, studying something new? How many? Most of them are just listening to music or Hindi songs. Like when a new movie is released, oh, people will rush like mad. If you have a theater with a entertaining movie and another theater with educational programs, you will not see anyone going for educational programs. So the point I'm trying to make here is I have a very select crowd. Okay. And I have priced myself expensive because I prefer less people where I can give more service at a premium rather than make it cheap and get tons of people with all the headaches. And this is my personal experience. The the cheaper you make your price, or the more affordable it gets, these guys who pay less money give you more headaches. It's always the case. The people who pay less want too many freebies, have too much of expectation, are a big bloody headache. But people who pay a premium, my general experience, the people who pay premium, they know what to expect. They respect you, and it's a better experience. It's like the type of crowds that you'll get in a first class versus the type of crowds that you'll get in an economy class. Okay. So, and the only reason I was able to increase my value over the period of time is because as I started to price, let's say at $5, once I increase the price from $1 to $5, Once I started to get a steady flow, I said, okay, what if I increase to 10? Then once I started to get a steady flow, okay, 20, then 50. And once, slowly your confidence also builds up and you come to know, okay, I can offer this extra and charge them this extra. Okay. So today at 237, like you might even ask, why don't you charge double? Why don't you charge $1,000? I do charge people. The highest that people have paid me this year, okay, came close to 50K. Okay. One customer. And it's not for resume rebrand, by the way. Don't want to give out much deal, but it's at 50K, which is pretty good. The majority of them, the maximum, that is at that 237. But at the second level, it's $5,000, $10,000, okay, for the particular service. The highest in that bracket has been 50. And I told you the highest one above that is 100 plus, which happened only once. And the second one happened not full cash, part payment. Okay. So I've been lucky in that way. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is exception to the rule doesn't make it standard. Now, just because there is, let's say, Donald Trump is getting $1 million just to give let's say, a Zoom video call. Okay. Now, he's in the 0.1% or whatever. And they are not normal people. They are exceptions to the rule. Like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Oprah, they're exceptions to the rule. Okay. You and me, we are like normal people. And obviously, I'm not trying to be humble here, but I know that slightly upper middle class. Okay. I'll categorize myself over there. Okay. So if you want to reach at this level, you need to not only educate yourself. Many people think that these books are graphic design, it's NVIDIA, it's not real. It's very real. Some people think it's show off or I'm just trying to show that I'm smart. Nothing like that. I've read, although I should read more, and I've practical experience. I have proved my worth. So anyway, I don't want to drag this video too long. I just want you to know that from $5 to 237 per hour, okay, I literally used to charge $5 for the whole day. To where I'm today, takes step by step, takes experience, takes more marketing, more mileage, and you have to give people value. If you can give them 5, 10, 20 times the value, then they don't mind paying you. But remember, it doesn't happen easily. It happens with a lot of work, like this video that I'm sharing. Lot of work, lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears. And like the snowball effect, as it rolls, you will finally one day reach there. Are there people who are earning 10 times, 20 times, 1,000 times more than me? Yes. There are people who literally even charge $500,000. Okay. There are. Even Tony Robbins, I think he from 1 million to 10 million US dollars if you have to book his services. Gary Vaynerchuk, $15,000 if you have to share your idea to him and he has to listen, $50,000 for 30 minutes. Yeah, so there are people like that. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any specific questions, I will do my best to answer them. And if many of you ask me questions and I feel this I can make as a separate video, I'll do that. I hope you get the salary that you're looking for. And I hope that if you're a freelancer, you earn more money. Remember, your goal should be more money in less time and it should be consistent. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free, comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.